Bulls Nation, today we had a game against the Atlanta Hawks and our 3-game win streak has now come to an end in a very defiant fashion from the Atlanta Hawks, bringing the best that they got to the Chicago Bulls, and the second half performance from the Chicago Bulls only helped the Atlanta Hawks get the victory over us. So today we're going to be talking about the Chicago Bulls versus the Atlanta Hawks, the ups and the downs, because there is a lot to talk about and we're going to do it in this video. Let's do it. What's up, everybody? It's the Aidan Sports Show and welcome back to another video. Today we've got a Chicago Bulls versus the Atlanta Hawks game reaction. The Chicago Bulls, off of a 3-game win streak, came into this game looking like all signs was heading in the right direction to make that 3-game win streak a 4-game win streak. But in the matter of one half, the Atlanta Hawks managed to strive their way back, and the Chicago Bulls had no answers towards the Atlanta Hawks offense. Trae Young, Gallinari, Bogdanovic, Clint Capella, all of the above. They simply could not guard the Atlanta Hawks, and the Chicago Bulls end up blowing I think it was 13-point lead in a half. So the Chicago Bulls do have a lot of discussions to talk about. A lot of ups and a lot of downs, a lot of positives and a lot of negatives. And we're going to be talking about all of them. But before we get started, please like and subscribe to the Aidan Sports Show YouTube channel. Turn notifications on and let me know in the comments below your thoughts about the Chicago Bulls game today. Who was your player of the game? There's no real question or answer to that one. And what were your thoughts on the Chicago Bulls, especially in the second half? Because the Chicago Bulls did lose this game. It was 120 to 108. And I'm not going to lie, it is a very frustrating loss for the Chicago Bulls in today's game for a variety of reasons. First things first, obviously a very historic night for Zach Lavine. I want to say congratulations to Zach Lavine. At the end of the day, it doesn't mean much because it ends up coming into a loss. And I'm very sure that's exactly what he's going to say. He's going to say it's nice to score 50, but it means nothing when you lose. And that's exactly how I feel on the situation as well. 50 points is a great accomplishment for Zach Lavine. He went off in today's game. It was a pleasure to watch him play the game that he played today, especially off of a very good game in the last game as well. But it all ends up coming to nothing when you don't win the game, especially when you're up by 13 in the second half and you had the momentum in the fourth quarter as well. We had a very good start to the fourth quarter, and then we gave the game away to the Atlanta Hawks. So we did a lot of things wrong in that game as well, and that's the big negative. Zach Lavine had a terrific night. The first half was good to watch, and we probably could have won this game. We probably should have won this game, but we did so many things poorly at the end of the day that it ended up giving and keeping Atlanta Hawks in the game for the majority. And to be fair to the Atlanta Hawks, they did a lot of things great as well. Even when they came out flat in the first half, their offense was elite and our defense was poor, and that's what kept them in this game at the end of the day. This is something the Chicago Bulls need to look into, because once again, 2 games against the Atlanta Hawks and 2 games they have shown that we are absolutely trash on defense. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. We were trash on defense today, and we were trash the first time against them on defense. It's as simple as that. The pick and roll defense for this team is woeful, and it will be woeful for a long time to come if that's how we're going to continue to play pick and roll defense. And I'm surprised that many teams don't come at us with more pick and rolls, because we don't know how to guard it. We really don't know how to guard pick and rolls. Every single play in that second half was at least one pick and roll. At least one pick and roll in the play. If we guarded it well, they went to something else. But there was always a pick and roll in every single possession that the Atlanta Hawks played. Whether it was Trae Young, who had the bulk, obviously, because it's Trae Young. Whether it was, Bogdanovic, pick and roll. Gallinari with the pick and pop. It's easy. It is really easy for them. Lou Williams as well. It was very easy for them. And at the end of the day, the difference between the Atlanta Hawks and the Bulls this game was Atlanta played both sides of the ball and the Bulls only played one side of the ball. It's as simple as that. Atlanta played defense and offense. We only played offense. And at the end of the day, that is not a recipe for a victory for the Chicago Bulls. But I'm not going to go and scream and shout that the Bulls lost this game. We came off of a 3-game winning streak. We knew coming into this game that it was going to be a very difficult game against Atlanta. They're like 4th in the East. We're still not at that level at the moment. We're still trying trying to find our way. We're still trying to be a very good team in this league. But yes, I truly believe we should have won this game. But we didn't win the game, and those are the reasons why. The pick and roll defense, the turnovers, the ability to not stop anybody on the pick and roll. Sorry, I mentioned it twice, but it was that bad today, the pick and roll. And one other thing, there was not enough help for Zach Lavine in today's game. There were not many people at all that really stepped up to the occasion to help Zach Lavine, especially when he was off the court. I didn't agree with Billy Donovan taking Zach Lavine out for that 2 minutes in the fourth quarter, because that's when Atlanta got their lead. I did not agree with that. I thought that was poor on Billy Donovan's end. I thought Zach Lavine should have played the whole fourth quarter, to be honest, because as soon as he went out, we ended up blowing it, and that's exactly what happened. I don't agree with that situation. But where was the help for Zach Lavine when he was off the court? Who stepped up to the occasion when Zach Lavine was off the court? Because at the moment, I can only think of one player, and his name's Nikola Vucevic. Who else was there? I need to know. Kobe White had a terrific fourth quarter at the beginning. He was the one that kept us in that game and elevated us. But outside of that 5 minutes, who else was there? Because I can give you the individual performers, and I could talk about all the bad players, because everybody outside of Zach Lavine and Nikola Vucevic had a very bad game today. It's as simple as that. There's no sugarcoating it. There's no denying it. It is what it is. We did not step up to the occasion and give help the way that Zach Lavine deserved to get help. It's as simple as that. This is an issue that has not been known for the Chicago Bulls. It really hasn't. Usually when we win games or we're close in games, there's balanced scoring. There's no balanced scoring in today's game. Zach Lavine dropped 50. Nikola Vucevic dropped 25. Who else was there? Who else is there? That is the frustrating part. There was no one else to help Zach Lavine in today's game besides Nikola Vucevic. It can't be a 2-on-5 game and you expect to win. That's not a team game. And to be fair, Zach Lavine was taking a lot of shots. Zach Lavine was taking very difficult shots. But if you're making those shots in the first half, Zach Lavine made damn near every single shot for the Chicago Bulls. You need to do it on the defensive end. If Zach Lavine has 39 points or something like that in the first half, you should not be up by just 13. That's the defense's fault. That's all of Chicago Bulls' defensive fault. And that is something that next game, I hope we really, really, really put a lot of effort on that defensive end. Billy Donovan said it in our last game, in our post-game interview, that we need to be a team that's physical. We need to be a team that plays defense, moves the ball, quick player movement. All these things Billy Donovan said yesterday in that press conference, and all of that was not in fruition today. We did not play physical. We did not play good defense. We did not move our players in terms of the defensive end. All it took from the majority of the game was a pick and roll to get a floater, a three-point shot, or an alley-oop. That's what the Atlanta Hawks did all game today, and the Bulls couldn't stop it. So there needs to be pride in that next game on the defensive end, because it was very shocking watching the Bulls play defense. Offense, fine. Zach Lavine had 50, Vucevic had 25. The offense was bad as well, because no one else really helped. And that's at the end of the day, it's not 2-on-5. We cannot be 2-on-5 and win the game. Simple as that. Let's go to the individual performers. As you already know, I'm only going to mention two players. I'll mention Kobe White as well. But again, I don't think Kobe White had a terrific game. Nikola Vucevic, 25 points, 2 assists, 10 rebounds. A very good game from Nikola Vucevic. Again, I think Clint Capella did play better than him today, so that's something you could take with a pinch of salt. His game was good, but obviously Clint Capella's game was better. At the end of the day, Clint Capella returned. Clint Capella's vital to the Atlanta Hawks. I think everybody knows that. When Clint Capella's not in the team, Atlanta are a completely different side. And in majority, they do not win without Clint Capella. So he did come back in this game. It was questionable if he would, but he did. And the Atlanta Hawks benefited tremendously for that. So fair play to the Atlanta Hawks and Clint Capella for coming back in that game and played very well. But Vucevic also held his own in today's game, and you can't complain about a game like this from Nikola Vucevic at all. It's as simple as that. Zach Lavine, 50 points, 5 assists, 8 rebounds. Having a 50-point game and losing is not good. It isn't good. Like, you can't hide from this. You just can't. You can't say it's a back-to-back. You can't say that the Bulls were tired. You can't say any of these things. When someone drops 50 points, when your all-star drops 50 points, it's a common courtesy around the league. If anybody drops 50 points, Jason Tatum dropped 50 points for the Boston Celtics today. Did the Boston Celtics lose that game? No, they didn't. The Bulls should not have lost this game if someone is dropping 50 points at the clip that he was scoring in. And not only that, he got his 5 assists, he got his rebounds, he was everywhere in today's game. And no one else really stepped up to the plate to help him. And if one person outside of Kobe White, who had a very good start of the fourth quarter, and that's it, he didn't score until then. If one person, if Thaddeus Young had his 12 points, 12-point game that he usually has, and he gets a bulk of his scoring, and he's in the post, and he doesn't turn the ball over as much, we win this game. If Satoransky makes any open shot that he took today, we win this game. If Larry Markkinen decides that he actually wants to shoot the ball, we would win this game. I mean, it just took one. All we needed was one more guy, and we could not do it. And at the end of the day, we are 0-2 against the Atlanta Hawks. I'm worried to verse them in the next one that we verse them in. If we do have one more game against the Atlanta Hawks, am I supposed to expect Zach Lavine to drop 50 again to come close? We need some help in this game. It's as simple as that. There is no hiding from that. And of course, it's congratulations on 50 points, Zach Lavine. Congratulations on your career high. Congratulations on being so elite in today's game. And congratulations for once again showing that you are the best player on this team. And I wish this would have came in a victory, but it didn't. And at the end of the day, 50 points doesn't mean anything if you don't win. I've said this before, 73 wins, 9 losses for the Warriors. It doesn't mean anything without a championship. It truly doesn't. All that hard work to get to the best record in the league, to lose the championship, that record, yes, it is the best record ever in terms of wins and losses. But at the end of the day, it doesn't mean anything. And that's how this game feels. Zach Lavine had 50 amazing points, shooting efficiently, shooting effectively, playmaking, rebounding, everything, defense as well. And it all goes down to nothing because this is going to go down as a loss for the Chicago Bulls. Kobe White, 11 points, 4 assists, 1 rebound. The fact of the matter is Kobe White had 9 points in the fourth quarter. He had 1 good quarter. He did end up going cold towards the end of that quarter. And that's it. That's all I could really say. And I'm going to go mention everybody else. I will mention everybody else, but I'm not going to be putting a picture up of them and praising them to the moon and back because none of these other players deserve it, really. Patrick Williams, 4 points. Thaddeus Young, 4 points. Satoransky, 0 points. To be fair, had 10 assists in that game. Again, he struggled dramatically. Larry Markkinen, 5 points. Troy Brown, 5 points. Daniel Tice, 4 points. That is not good enough. One of those players had to step up. One of them. And of all the players I mentioned in today's game, one of them had to step up and help with the scoring. And not one of them did it. So that is the difference in that game. We played one side of the ball in terms of offense and no defense, but we had no one else to help Zach Lavine outside of Nikola Vucevic and Kobe White at the beginning of the fourth quarter. But besides that, no one else really stepped up to the fray in today's game. So I see this game as a one-off. I don't see Zach Lavine dropping 50 in the next game and no one else scoring. But it is very sad to see in a one-game basis that no one really helped Zach Lavine outside of just Nikola Vucevic. Our 2 All-Stars delivered and no one else did. So that's something that I hope is not going to be an issue going forward. I'll take this loss. If this is the loss I have to take to see 5 more wins, then I'll take the loss. I think that's what we have to do at the moment. The Hawks played better than us, so we have to accept this loss. The must improve is the entire team, pretty much. It is the entire team. I mean, outside of Zach Lavine and Vucevic, it's the entire team. I'm not going to pick one where there's so many to pick from. I'm picking the entire team. And the player of the game is Zach Lavine. Straightforward, 50 points. How could you not be player of the game in that retrospect? I feel very sorry for him. I feel sorry for Vucevic. I feel sorry for the Chicago Bulls. I feel really bad for the Chicago Bulls. But at the end of the day, it's I've said this before, and maybe I'm just ranting at this point, but the Chicago Bulls are usually the reason why they lose. It's not because of the other team. It's really because we are our own fault. We are our own demise. We cause a lot of the situations that leads us to lose games. And I'm not sure about the turnovers, and I'm not sure about how many pick and roll coverages we actually had successful. I don't know the actual statistics, but if you watch this game, you could see the issues that we've had, and it's issues we've had all season. The difference is the Atlanta Hawks really brought it to light when other teams failed to do so. So it's gonna be very interesting to see how teams play us going forward, knowing that the formula is there. If they watch the Atlanta Hawks game, the formula to beat us is there. It's in the pick and roll. It's as simple as that. We're gonna see how many teams actually decide to take advantage of that pick and roll, and if other teams can do it as effectively as the Atlanta Hawks have done it, because by far they're the best team I've seen all season to beat us with a pick and roll. The Bulls' record is 22-29. Again, I expect 3 wins this week. We've got 2 wins already. We lost to the Atlanta Hawks. To be honest, out of all the games that we've played, this is the game I expected to lose. I know we came close. I know we were up, and it's frustrating, but I expected to lose this game because Atlanta have been playing some very good basketball as of late, and they're a 4th seed for a reason. We don't beat good teams. It's as simple as that. We do not beat good teams. So expecting us to beat the Atlanta Hawks, again, I would have loved to beat the Atlanta Hawks, and I know we can beat the Atlanta Hawks, but we didn't beat the Atlanta Hawks, and they're a good team, and it once again shows we can't beat good teams. But hopefully we can continue the winning ways. Hopefully this game is a one-off, and we can continue to win in our next game against the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Minnesota Timberwolves, again, was the team, I believe, that versed the Boston Celtics, and the Boston Celtics won in overtime. Jason Tatum had 50 points in that game. This game is going to be very difficult. It's going to be much more difficult than the first time we faced them, and we did win the first time we faced the Minnesota Timberwolves. But the worrying sign is that they do have D'Angelo Russell, they do have Karl Anthony Towns, and I believe they have their entire roster at their fingertips now, which is something that they haven't had all season. So that could be an advantage for the Bulls, that we're going to be facing a team that is basically trying to gel together now with D'Lo and Cat. Or it's going to be a struggling sign because they got their best players back, and again, they're a decent team with Karl Anthony Towns and D'Angelo Russell both playing. Defensively, that's their weakness. Their weakness is defense. So let's see if the Chicago Bulls can capitalize on the Minnesota Timberwolves, or it could go the other way around because our issue is defense as well. It's going to be a very interesting game to watch, but hopefully the Bulls will have enough to seal that victory for us. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're new. Look, if there are any more negatives that I have failed to mention, at the end of the day, my mind, it goes and it goes and it goes, and I just say what comes to my mind. I don't know the statistics of this game, but it is frustrating, and at the end of the day, the entire team is at fault for this loss, and we need to really look deep into the mirror, look hard at what we want to be as a team, and realize if we're going to get to that stage where the Atlanta Hawks are currently are. If we want to be in that 4th seeded, 5th seeded scenario at the top of the East, beating some of the best teams in the NBA, we need to look really hard at this game and to try and learn how to win games and how to manage them correctly, and to not stumble in the 4th quarter, and to not stumble in the second half, and to really be strong throughout the entire 4th quarter. That is what the Chicago Bulls need to do. Again, there's so much work to do for this team, but again, we're getting there. We are close, but we're still not there yet. And it's going to be fun to see if we will get there. Again, we still have a long way to go. We still have multiple years to see what this team is capable of. But in terms of this one, we have to do better, and we need more help to provide for our 2 All-Stars. Take care, and peace.